Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today's lesson is lesson number 5 regarding Haft Aqsaam. Haft Aqsaam basically refers to 7 types. So, हरूफ सही और हरूफ इल्लत के एतबार से कलिमे की 7 किस्में शुमार की जाती हैं जिन्हें हफ्त अक़साम कहते हैं. So there are 7 types of kalima in terms of having a huruf illat, vowels. These are known as haft aqsam. So the 7 types are known as Sahih, Mahmooz, Mudaf, Misal, Ajwaf, Naqis, and Lafeef. Sahih, Mahmooz, Mudaf, Misal, Ajwaf, Naqis, and Lafeef. You know how we have in the English language the 5 vowels A, E, I, O, U. In Arabic we have 3 vowels Alif, Waw, and Ya. These are known as huruf illat, and all other letters in the alphabet are known as huruf sahih, meaning the consonants, not vowels. So the first type from Haft Aqsaam is Sahih. Sahih is a word which has, in its huruf asli, it doesn't have a harf illat, a hamza, and no are the letters in the word of the same type. So for example, is a word called Nasrun, Madad Karna, meaning to help. If you look at this word, these are all original letters, and in its original letter, it doesn't contain a harf illat, meaning there's no alif, waw, or ya here. There is also no hamza here, and there's no 2 letters which are the same. They're completely different letters, noon, sad, ra. So this word is known as Sahih. Likewise in Kitabun, there's kaf, ta, alif, and ba. But because alif is harf zaida, it's an additional letter. It's not from its original letters. So this kaf, ta, ba remaining. Kaf, ta, ba, it's original letters, and there is no harf illat, there is no alif, waw, ya in its place. There is no hamza. The letters are completely different. They are not the same. So this word is also known as a word which is sahih. The next type is known as Mahmooz. Mahmooz is a word which has a hamza in its huruf asli, and it's stated as 3 different types of Mahmooz. If Mahmooz is in the place of the fa kalima, it is known as Mahmoozul fa. If it is in place of the ain kalima, it is known as Mahmoozul ain. And if it is in place of the lam kalima, it is known as Mahmoozul lam. For example, the first word aklun, meaning khana. In here, because hamza is in place of the fa kalima, this is why we will call this Mahmoozul fa. Ra'sun, meaning sir, head. Here, hamza is in place of the ain kalima, so this will be known as Mahmoozul ain. And the last one is qara'a. Qara'a meaning he read. Here hamza is in its last original letter, so this will be known as Mahmoozul lam. The third type is known as mudaf. Mudaf is a word which has the same 2 letters in the word. For example, maddun. Maddun means kenchna, to stretch, to pull. This originally was madadun, but because the 2 dal they were merged, it became maddun. So originally there are 2 dal, and because there are 2 dal in here, they're letters of the same type used more than once or twice. So this is why this word is known as mudaf. If mudaf kalima is sulasi, it is known as mudaf sulasi. And if it is rubai, it is known as mudaf rubai. Like farrun, because it will be there will be two ra here, and they became merged, it became farrun, meaning to run, and gharghara, to gargle. The fourth type is known as misal. A misal is a word where the fa kalima has a harf illat. So if the fa kalima, so if the harf illat is in the place of the fa kalima, if it's waw, then it is known as misale wawi, and if it's ya, it is known as misale yayi, like wa'adun, nasihat karna, to advise. In here, waw is in the place of the fa kalima, so this will be a misal, but it will be misale wawi. And next one is yatimun, to be an orphan. Here, ya is in place of the fa kalima, so this will be known as misale yayi. Next is ajwaf. Ajwaf is a word where the harf illat is in place of the ain kalima. It is also known as mu'talul ain. So again, same principle as above. If the ain kalima is in the place, if in the ain kalima, if it's waw, it will be known as ajwaf wawi, and if it is ya, it is known as ajwaf yayi, like sawmun. Sawmun meaning to fast. Because waw is in place of the ain kalima, it is known as ajwaf wawi, and ghaibun, ghaib huna, to disappear. Because ya here is in the place of the ain kalima, it is known as it is known as ajwafe yayi. The next type is known as naqis. Naqis is a word having harfi illat in the lam kalima. It is also known as mu'talul lam. So again, same principle as above. If there is waw in the place of the lam kalima, it is known as naqis wawi, and if it is ya, it is known as naqis yayi, like afwun, meaning to forgive. Here, waw is in place of the lam kalima, so this will be known as naqis wawi. And mashun, chalna, meaning to walk. Ya is in place of the lam kalima, so this word will be known as naqis yayi. And lafeef. Lafeef is a word which has two harfe illat in its harufe asliya, like tayyun, lapetna, to wrap, and walyun, to be close, qareeb hona. To further explain this better, if both harfe illat are together, it is known as Lafeef Maqroon. And if there is a gap between them, if they are separate, it is known as Lafeef Mafrooq. Like mentioned in this example, Tayyun, the two yas, they are together. They are merged, but the two yas are together. So this will be known as Lafeef Maqroon. And Walyun, there's waw here and ya at the end. Fa ain lam. The fa kalima has waw, and the lam kalima has ya. There's a sahi letter in between them. It separates the two vowels. So this word will be known as Lafeef Mafrooq. There is also a Farsi, a couplet mentioned below. Sahi asto misal asto mudaf lafifo naqiso mahmuzo ajwaf. This is to better memorize the above 7 types. Some additional notes. Some scholars of Sarf count them as 10 types. Sahi, Mahmoozul Fa, Mahmoozul Ain, Mahmoozul Lam, Misal, Ajwaf, Naqis, Lafeef Maqroon, Lafeef Mafrooq, and Mudaf. Some scholars, they count them as some count mudaf as two, mudaf sulasi and mudaf rubai. So total they are 11. And some scholars, they count them as only 4 types: Sahih, Mahmooz, Mu'tal, and Mudaf. The next, this is where the lesson ends, and there are questions below. But these questions are fairly simple, as once you read and understand the lesson a few times, inshallah, it will be very easy to solve these questions below.